This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed your holidays and any New Year's celebrations. But with 2026 officially kicked off, the auto industry is waking back up again, and so are we. And the UAW went through a few changes just before the new year. The federal monitor that was put in place to oversee the union for its past corruption issued a new report that said current President Fain, as well as the Chief of Staff and the Communications Chief, came up with a plan to strip duties from two top officials who were accused of things like misuse of authority and obstructing of union business. The investigation even claims that Fain selectively deleted more than 120 text messages. As a result, the two top officials, Margaret Mock and Rich Boyer, will both regain their previous responsibilities. Plus, the Chief of Staff resigned, the Communications Chief was demoted, and now the UAW's Compliance Department will report directly to the full Executive Board instead of only to Fain. Alpina, the company known for making high-performance BMWs, is now officially part of BMW. The German automaker bought the Alpina trademark and is making it an exclusive standalone brand within the BMW group. But for now, it doesn't sound like much will change for BMW Alpina vehicles. AFEELA, the first vehicle from the joint venture between Honda and Sony, is scheduled to go on sale in the middle of this year, and the initial pre-production models have just rolled off the assembly line in Ohio. AFEELA is an all-electric sedan that's packed full of tech, including hands-free driving capability, and will have a starting price of about $90,000. But we think this will be an interesting situation to watch because Honda and Sony want to sell these vehicles directly to consumers, and existing Honda dealers are already starting to push back on that. Scout, which also wants to sell direct and is scheduled to launch in 2027, will no doubt keep a close eye on how this plays out. Speaking of Honda, it's extending a production shutdown in China because it's still dealing with the chip shortage. The automaker halted production at 3 plants in the country at the end of December and was planning to resume production at the beginning of this month. But now Honda is extending the shutdown until January 19th because it's still dealing with the lack of chips. Honda will also idle production in Japan for the next 2 days due to the same issue. The company is still dealing with the chip shortage from a few months back when China blocked chipmaker Nexperia from exporting chips out of the country. At the time, Honda halted production at some plants in North America and lowered its production forecast for the full year by 300,000 units.
The automotive and industrial sectors are undergoing a historic transformation. Electrification, digitalization, supply chain reinvention, regulatory shifts. The pace is accelerating and the pressure to adapt is real. This is not a time for hesitation. It's a time for bold decisions, backed by fast, effective execution. You need a partner who understands complexity from factory floors to boardrooms and delivers measurable results. That partner is Alex Partners, when it really matters.
New car sales in the U.S. rose about 2% in 2025. We think that's an okay result for an industry that was battered by supply chain problems, tariff uncertainty, and the elimination of the $7,500 EV tax credit. Roughly 16 million vehicles were sold, driven mainly by gas trucks, SUVs, and hybrids. With incentives gone and regulations loosened, EV demand cooled sharply. Electric vehicles are expected to account for just 6.6% of December sales, down from 11.2% a year earlier. Looking ahead, analysts are still split. Some expect sales to dip in 2026 as economic uncertainty weighs on consumers, while lower interest rates and returning lease vehicles could help stabilize the market. Going to global sales, there's a few interesting things to look at. The Hyundai Group sold nearly 7.3 million vehicles in 2025, which was up 0.6% from the year before. This year, the group hopes to sell 7.5 million vehicles, an increase of a little over 3%. Tesla actually took a tumble for a second straight year, delivering a little more than 1.6 million EVs, which was down 9%. BYD actually overtook Tesla in pure EV sales. It sold more than 2.25 million electric vehicles in 2025, an increase of nearly 28%. In all, BYD sold over 4.55 million vehicles, an increase of over 7%. Other Chinese automakers are shooting up the sales chart too. Geely sold over 3 million vehicles last year, a jump of almost 40%, and Xiaomi topped 400,000 units with hopes of selling well over 500,000 this year. However, all the larger companies like Hyundai, BYD, and Geely say that 2026 will be a difficult year for them. Autonomous vehicle company Mobileye says it secured a major U.S. automaker as a customer for its next-gen chip that will power its advanced driver assistance technology. Mobileye didn't reveal the company, only saying it's a top 10 automaker. The technology will be standard in millions of vehicles for both mass market and premium models. Mobileye's tech enables hands-free, eyes-on driving and is designed to consolidate multiple driving and safety functions onto a single chip and electronic control unit, which lowers costs for automakers. The system uses one forward-looking high-resolution camera, 4 corner parking cameras, and multiple radars. In addition to its new customer, Mobileye is also partnered with the Volkswagen Group. And in other self-driving vehicle news, the giant supplier Bosch is partnering with autonomous truck startup Kodiak AI to supply it with hardware and sensors. Bosch and Kodiak will also develop a production-grade autonomous platform that integrates hardware, firmware, and software, which can be used either on factory production lines or to retrofit Kodiak's trucks. And just a quick reminder that CES kicks off this week. John is already in Vegas ready to go, so look for our coverage to start coming out soon. But with that, we wrap up this show. Thanks for tuning in.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Alex Partners, when it really matters. CSP, the Composites Solution Partner. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. And thanks to the following YouTube and Patreon members.
Developing today's vehicles, issues can happen in an instant. What good is knowing your problems without the data to solve them? Meet Wireless Neovi Cloud, your secure off-the-shelf solution, empowering real-time collaboration for quick resolution. With Wireless Neovi Cloud, your team can prevent issues before they can escalate. Driver communication data and remote diagnostics to analyze and resolve your problems using OTA, allowing your executives oversight throughout the process. Wireless Neovi Cloud, your vehicle update solution in production and on the road. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
At CSP, we work with OEM engineers across the country on their journeys to lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly vehicles. Learn more at thecsp.com.